can't wait forever. We could do so much better. Baby, it's now or never. Tell me you feel the same. Whoa. I can't wait forever. We could do so much better. Baby, it's now or never. Tell me you feel the same. I can't wait forever. We could do so much better. Baby, it's now or never. Tell me you feel the same.
Learned a lot of new vocal techniques with Tom, and I've had opportunities to use them live.
Yes, I feel like I've progressed like a lot musically since I've joined All In Music. They've really helped me, they've supported me, and yeah, they've just helped me to become a better person, and yeah, I've progressed musically a lot. So currently I've learned some bass guitar, where I've been learning some cool riffs, some cool stuff to do. I play drums, I figured how to hold a beat, do some fills, and I also like to sing, and they help me with all of those three stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, performance-wise especially, learning guitar, I've learnt most of it here, to be honest.
Definitely. I think it's been better. I feel like I've learnt more. I feel like it's just like a lot of fun. It's better. I've been inspired a lot, so that's a good thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's nice going from sort of having to be more quiet in during the shed rehearse to like being up as loud as well with the whole kit and everything.
Especially that does definitely impact how to the level you can practice.
And like confidence as well.
And confidence.
When you hear yourself being really loud, it's like how you'll be when you're on stage. It's like,
There's no equipment problems either.
Nothing.
It's just nothing.
So before I came here, I couldn't play in a group setting at all, and then All In Music's helped me play with a band, so now I'm in the band called The Lost, and when doing a gig at the Chinneries, so that should be good, but it's just helped me raise my confidence so I can play with other people.
Learning how to do chord structure is more clearer, learning how like different stuff on Logic, with the programs and everything else has made me understand music more freely.
100%, yeah. Like, I've learnt the drums within like a few months, and I've learnt a lot on the drums as well in such a short time. Compared to like my other guitar teacher, I've learnt a lot more on the guitar in this short time than I have like in a year or so with them.
Yeah, I'd like to say so. Yeah, absolutely.
We're all a lot alike.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, because I learned how to play the drums.
Definitely. I've learned a lot on drums. Quite a few beats that I practice at home on my dad's drum kit.
I've learned like a lot more on how to play more uniquely. I've learned how to play better.
Yes, because I've been given supportive behaviour from my peers and Davey and Tom.
Yes, I haven't given it much of a go by myself yet, but it's something I have been looking into.
Yeah, so since I've been at All In Music, yeah, I've really found that my creativity has grown to another level, really. Like before, I was a bit shy, I wasn't confident, and I didn't really know how to extend my ideas, but they really showed me the ins and outs, how I can express myself, my ideas, and they just helped me to take me to that next level. And yeah, my creativity just gone miles, and yeah, I'm thankful to them for that.
Yeah, I did a couple of songwriting courses with you guys, which I think really helped me like look at different methods of doing it. So like I now learned my own method, which is like my mapping my ideas down and writing from that. But I learned that from your guys' workshops, so absolutely.
Yeah, I'll say it's definitely helped me like spread my wings a bit more, so I can, because I feel like I've learned more than I did when I like joined it here. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's definitely a big side of it.
Oh, definitely.
The lights and the colours are really nice. They're like, they inhibit like creativity. So it's weird, but the room's great. It just looks perfect for it.
So we wrote one song here, and we decided that we wanted to cover another song here.
What did we did?
We've done a few songs here.
Yeah, yeah.
Have we?
I'm sure.
We've done a few
honestly,
songs.
The facilities are great.
Well, before I came here, I couldn't play, well, music in front of anyone else really. And now I'm in there recording stuff, creating my own songs for, what's it called, Music Arts Award. That's helped quite a lot. Like in a group setting, like creating all of our ideas combined into one. So it's like a joined effort. It's quite like rewarding.
I suppose. I'm not too sure. I mean, I suppose I've never played it really in front of anyone else.
Yeah, like I mean, today when we were working on the guitar, I found it like pretty easy to be creative because it's just like such a easy-going area to just be creative.
By learning from being part of here, it's taught me like different learning curves, like how to with guitar, like learning new skills with on guitar, piano, drums, and other stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, like we know what to do.
Throwing around concepts every now and then.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
Like out of all the places we've rehearsed in, it's definitely the nicest.
Yeah.
Like because the other day, me and Tom and you were like, you were on bass, I was on guitar, Tom was on drums, or I was on keyboard or something. But I figured out how I was playing something and it sounded cool, and I created a bit of music. It was really cool.
Yes, before I left, when you put on the heavy metal track, I really enjoyed that because it was a time when I could just go freestyle on the thing, and I've never done anything else like that beforehand, so it opened up a whole different thing that I can do on the drums.
Yes, definitely. Done plenty of workshops, a full instrumental, and started adding lyrics to it in the group, and I felt comfortable and enjoyed it.
So honestly, yeah, I am 100% more confident in group situations because I feel like obviously you work together with them, they help you to work together, and then sometimes they host events, and all of them, like, they're all teaching you to just work with other people and you know, sometimes they can take it slow to like tailor to your needs. So yeah, I've grown like amazingly, and I feel like in group situations I do amazing, and yeah, I'm thankful to them because they've helped me to be that way.
Yeah, I think since here I've had a few bands, met loads of people, so overall, yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I mean, like, when I had the gig, it felt good to actually, so I know I wasn't actually worried at the first time being in front of loads of people, but now I am, like, not worried in front of, I wasn't worried in the first place, but now I don't feel a single tiniest bit worried, let alone worried a single bit, so I think it's good. I mean, I haven't been able to get in the band yet, but that's the thing of next year, that is the goal, so there you go, that'll definitely be getting done for, so happy days.
Yeah,
I reckon so. Yeah, we're used to it as a 3, but in here is like our own space.
Yeah.
We can just scream it, honestly.
I just made more confident on my instrument. Like,
Yeah,
just,
would it?
yeah, I reckon so. Just being more confident.
Because of
Clever.
the kit.
Yeah.
It's nice to play a
Yeah.
decent kit.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah, a lot more confident. Before I couldn't do anything with anyone else, but now I can play with really anyone I'm put with.
Yeah, I bet, yeah. I say so. I think the combination of doing this and my dancing does help a lot. Yeah, it's been nice being able to do it with someone else, not just me on my own.
Yeah, because in school currently at music we're writing songs, and it's helped a lot because like my friends and that, they don't really know much about like making music and that, but it's helped a lot to like push further in my academic help.
Yeah, I don't mind working. I didn't mind working in a band situation already, but I think I've probably improved now because I've had like more people obviously.
Probably, because I've never really known anyone else to play an instrument. So, I mean, it's only really you can say yes.
Yes, I played with Cole and you and Tom.
Well, yeah, definitely, because that's what it was at the Southend City Jam at the 21, and now coming here this week for hopefully a stream in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so from what I've seen and from when I've been here, like the community is insane. I mean, there's a lot of various bands ranging from different levels, and I just feel it's very inclusive. And I feel like that's what you want. And on top of inclusivity, they're also very supportive of who you are and what you do. And they help you to express yourself musically. So yeah, I'm really grateful to them. And yeah, the community is nice and strong. And yeah, I just hope it continues to be that way.
Yeah, I do, especially from when I've done your gigs. I've been gigging, and then I kind of learnt behind the scenes through you guys, like helping out there, here and there, looking at the sound desk, and then I've gone to do my own events from there, so definitely part of the community now.
Yeah, that would definitely be a big thing, I would say that. Because definitely the All-In Music is definitely a big community. It's loving, it's a lot of fun, I enjoy it. I mean, it's one thing I always want to do every week, so there you go, it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did huge hang up.
Yeah.
That was nice being on the bounce and that, and then
made some pretty good friends.
yeah, we did.
Yeah, I definitely feel heard. The amount of gig opportunities we got from the All-In Music is great. We headlined at 21, which is also great. I met so many new people, new bands, and we've been able to develop as a band as well, so learn from new techniques.
Yeah, I mean, I made like a lot of new friends throughout it. Like, I've met so many great people as well, and it's just been like a fun time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Met loads of awesome people like through this.
I think a lot of the other bands as well. Like, we've got a lot closer to. So.
Yeah, like Carl. Make more friends, yeah, definitely. I play with more people, it's really fun.
There's people who enjoy the music throughout the club. I feel like everyone enjoys it, and people, especially with most of my friends and other people who can play the instruments, all they have to do is come up to the stage and you can just play.
I'd say yeah, because I've considered going down to the Ironworks or to Chinnery's once I've practiced enough. So yeah, I went and did Southend City Jam, and then went back the next day on the Sunday to perform again. Yeah, with All-In Music's help, I've been able to do that, Southend City Jam, because otherwise before I wouldn't have had the practice or the time or confidence to do it.
Yeah, I would say that, yeah, I'm 100% more confident to go and engage with other things in the community, because like I feel like they've helped me to meet new people and understand people, and they've helped me to, like, my nervousness, and I've just grown more confident, so like it's given me the tools that I need to go out and socialise with other people who maybe I might not have socialised before. So yeah, I'm 100% open to meeting new people, and yeah, I've grown miles since I've been here.
Yeah, I've definitely done a lot since meeting you guys. Been gigging almost every month in a band or just by myself, different people, different like projects in the community, so overall, yeah.
So yeah, from the All-In Music's like boosting my confidence, we've now been able to find our own gig at Chinnery's, and hopefully we can find some more. If I didn't come here, I definitely wouldn't have been doing the band experience I'd be doing now. Like, my confidence would be nowhere near it was before.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've spread my wings much more since I came here. It's been since that one day I came here, and then went to the street days, just spread it longer and longer and longer and longer. Like since those 2 gigs, it's been mental. It's been going further and further and further, so it's been better and better.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. We have like goals like this year and next year, and one of our goals is to just do more gigs outside of Southend. And that only really started after the gig with you, so yeah.
Probably, yeah. If I like found the time and it like aligned perfectly with like my schedule, I probably would do it.
Because I'm now that I've learned the necessary skills in music, it'll make me branch out and want to do gigs and try and do more stuff musically around Southend or any other place around either the area or out of the area.
Yeah. I mean, we could take it up outside gigs, so
got more
definitely.
confidence to like perform. And
Yeah, I think after first few gigs we were like, oh, cool.
It's like, yeah,
easy.
it's easy, we're good at this.
Yeah, I do. I go to I've got a new tuition, so I go there like twice a week. I go to a home ed meetup every Monday and Tuesday morning. And yeah, I suppose I've known all of them quite a long while, but I never really talked to them much before, like recently. I've actually talked to them more now. Yeah, with the recent computer work, it's a lot easier to do.
Maybe one day.
So like, I don't know what band I would join, but I could definitely join another band and like join more people and do new stuff. It'd be fun.
Yeah, I've done some musical stuff throughout the shows I do, and I feel like I was heavily impacted.
It's been really fun. So good. Loved every minute of it. Oh, it's helped so much because it was like our first ever gig and everyone's just always really welcoming and like it's just a really fun environment.
Gets our name out there as well. So many people come all over the South End to get our name out.
It's great for us, it's great for like, everyone who comes.
Fun, energetic, wonderful. You took mine. Brilliant. Okay, exciting and new and awesome.
Huge.
hanging. That's about it.
It's been so fun. We played a gig and it was incredible. I was so happy. All the music put this band together. Like, we wouldn't have found each other if it wasn't for music. So we owe everything to them, and they've given us so many opportunities, like rehearsal spaces and gigs and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially
eternally grateful, especially this year.
the studio is so nice.
Love the it was gnarly. Yeah, we'll go for that one.
I think it was very well planned. It was a lot of fun. I would say loads of fun. I loved it. It was amazing.
Well, it's really inspired you, hasn't it?
Very much. Very, very
That's the thing. It's super inspired him to, to just crack on even more. He absolutely loves the drums and he loves music in general. And he's just like with this hangout, he's just really got himself in a position where he's just like found his thing, really, haven't you, Mo?
I would love to do these many, many more times. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the adrenaline. So much fun. I just enjoy letting it all out in one go. So yeah, especially in front of a lot of people as well. I mean, seeing everyone happy and just having fun, just enjoying yourself, let yourself out, yeah, mate?
Mate, 100%. I just think it's great. I think it's a really great exposure, especially a lot for the youngsters, that are really sort of trying to get themselves out there and so on. I think it's a really great opportunity, and I think it's really great what these guys are doing for them all as well, and for the community in general. So yeah, I think it's done. My son and anyone who's getting involved, I think it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Since we've started, this is the best we've played, and it's like all of the practice rooms were so good. Yeah, they often.
Oh yeah, the practice.
Sick. It's like so easy to do anything. It's like they invite you in, and it's like you expect to be like, oh, this costs money. It feels wrong.
Yeah.
It feels wrong, but it's absolutely nothing. They do it all because they enjoy it as well.
They were sick, and then they invited us weekly to their practice rooms. All the equipment, all of it for free, which is crazy. Because we used to spend we used to pay 40 quid for 5 hours. Other places, but having that for free is great. And we use that to record because the drum kit's amazing. Yeah. The amps are sick.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely radical.
That was insane in the membrane. Thank you for all the music and One Two Southend for hosting it and having us there. We look forward to any future gigs to do with them.
This has given us quite a lot of experience because this has been quite a much bigger audience than what we're used to. Yeah, it's a lot louder, it's a lot of bigger audience, and we're getting our name out there a bit.
Well, I had a good time because we got to make so much new friends, so much new people we met, and obviously we got to show a little bit of us.
The vibes tonight has just been really nice. People here have just been really nice as well. Yeah, it's just been a good time, really.
Just the buzz of performing so good, everyone cheered and so supportive. It's been a good night.
I am Lois. I am a singer-songwriter, and I just played my first ever live set at 21. I found out about it through one of my teachers actually, who is friends with Davey, and yeah, I thought I'd pop down and see. I said, the music scene is so important, especially for young people. I feel like it just provides a nice setting. It's so lovely in there. I've never been in there before. My favourite thing is that I can have the stage to myself and perform all of my great songs.
Crazy?
Good. Amazing. Spectacular. Amazing. Incredible, actually. So really good. Just amazing. Literally the best thing ever. That's a million words. I don't care. Really. It was so good.
Good.
Very great.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Really now. Sammy Dabdozy.
Epic. Legendary.
Cool. Colourful. Fun.
Amazing. Really nice. Phenomenal.
Awesome. It's fantastic.
Energizing.
It was fantastic.
It's been really fun. So good. Loved every minute of it. Seeing everyone happy and just having fun, just enjoying yourself, let yourself out, yeah, I mean?
The music scene is so important, especially for young people.
This has given us quite a lot of experience. Yeah, it's a lot louder, it's a lot of bigger audience, and we're getting our name out there. Just above the performance, so good. Like everyone cheered, it's so supportive. It's helped so much because everyone's just always really welcoming and like it's just a really fun environment.
Gets our name out there as well. So many people come all over the South End.
All the music put this band together. Like, we wouldn't have found each other if it wasn't for them. So we owe everything to them, and they've given us so many opportunities, like rehearsal spaces and gigs and stuff like that.
Cool. So I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Davey.
You're Davey. We're here to talk about Outcome 3 of All In Music 3.0. Outcome 3 was to improve music practitioners' and teachers' skills and confidence in engaging disadvantaged young people and promoting inclusion. Mm-hmm. So as part of that outcome, we have kind of semi-regularly been filling out these job satisfaction and professional practice scale forms provided by the lovely Youth Music for our use. So this has been good for us in order to kind of keep track of our own progress, how we feel about certain abilities and skills that we have, and whether there are areas we could do a brushing up on. And also importantly, to give yourself a pat on the back if you actually feel like you're doing, doing well and you're able to complete your work to a high standard, which is obviously really important to us. Cool. So we're on job satisfaction scale, question 1, which is, I feel I have a lot of input into how my work is done. It's actually a statement, it's not a question. So I previously circled a 4 for agree. I've moved to strongly agree, a 5. I feel like we are very much left to our own devices as to how we actually teach or lead sessions or design the work that we're going to design.
Yeah.
I feel like that encourages us to be creative about how we teach a certain thing. So, for example, I know if I'm just going to teach a kid just the standard drum beat, I know that there are 2 ways that they're likely to learn it, and one will either work or the other one will.
Yeah, totally.
So I think the fact that we're not tied to a syllabus or anything like that, or books, means that it gives us creativity to kind of experiment with different ways to relay
Mm.
information. Another thing again is I'll teach someone a drum beat and I will play along with them on something once they've got the hang of it, because
Yeah.
they've got context. That's not something that you traditionally do in lessons.
No, and it's good to have that freedom because every person will learn a unique and different way. Some might be very, very similar, but it's good to have that input and saying, do you know what, this kid's tried 2 different ways, so you must try this number 3, and you get told what to do. But it isn't, we sort of get a relationship and a feel for the person, whether it's drums or whatever, and just see where they are musically, and then we can adapt there. I think it's like, I started on a 3 and then went strongly because of how well it's gone, how I feel. But it's like probably more of a confidence thing to say, I could try this. Let's see that. Okay, it could work. But then I've gone for 5 at the end because this has worked. And it just goes by all the scales, their musical development scales and my own personal musical development scale. So a lot of input into that, and I feel like we've had a lot of input in the workshops. We've asked young people what they want, and we tried to give them as much as we can, and we've gone into schools and SEND groups, and we've gone in with our ideas about based on either their experiences or ours. So the input is us, but we've had the confidence to ask people, what would you really want and how would you like to learn? But we're very adaptable, and the confidence has probably gone from a 3 to a 5 for that, for the musical input, definitely, yeah.
I think also, when you think about it, I'm pretty sure that deciding to continue to do Teenage Kicks, our regular showcase gig every quarter, was a decision that I don't think was even written into the bid. That was, again, a decision that was made. It was something that we started, and we thought this is actually going really well, and it's, attendance is getting better every time. We've got more bands and artists that want to come and play and perform at that. So again, it's having that input to say, actually, we'd quite like to continue doing this strand of work or this strand of work based on like the feedback that you're getting from young people and what different impressions they might give you. But yeah, I think it's super cool.
Yeah.
So you have moved from a neither disagree to agree to a strongly agree.
Yeah. I think it's just because I guess it's on to like the next statement really. It's finding my feet is like, I am free to express my ideas, opinions about the work I do. I started off as at a 4 because we have always done like gigs and showcases and whatever, like getting in the community, and it has been really good. But I think I've jumped up to a 5 again, which might be a reoccurring theme, to be honest, is because we've got to know different parts of the community, SEND groups, different kids. So expressing the ideas and opinions has really come from the people I've worked with, and then I can express it with them, through them, and, help with them. So that's what I'd say about that one.
Yeah, I've jumped from a 4 to a 5 as well. I think, like you say, what will probably happen is we'll move into a new area next year and the following years, and then you'll step back because you realise that actually there is more you want to be able to do. There's more knowledge that you'd like to obtain. So it's just realistic kind of ongoing progression, isn't it? But yeah, so I was a jump from a 4 to a 5. I strongly agree that I can express my ideas and opinions about the work I do. Again, going back to what we mentioned before, I feel like I have more say and more reason to express my ideas as well now, because we are kind of creating the activities that we do, and we're designing those like ourselves. So yeah, I agree.
What would you say about the next one? I've been able to learn useful new skills on my job.
I'd say definitely. I think the more that time goes on, for me, it becomes less about musical ability and expertise, but more about how you work on a personal level with young people. I feel like that is becoming so much more important to me than when I first started working for the YMCA, and I just wanted to be able to, do music and, be paid for it, essentially. But it's over time, it's those new skills that I want to acquire are to benefit other people, and sort of exist for less selfish reasons, which I think is really nice. Like, that's really good. I see the value in the work that we do, and we've been doing for a while now. And I'm turning those sort of skills that I would like to obtain to how can I engage even more, or how can I engage young people even better than I have been able to previously. So yeah, I mean, when I first started here, I couldn't play drums. I teach drums now. I feel like I'm quite adept at drums, music production as well.
Mhm.
Again, so also in the musical area, I definitely have upskilled and I'm continuing to do that. I don't think I'd recorded drums ever until this year, which we've now done 2 projects with bands that have required full sort of drum recording and editing. So that's cool. What about you?
Mine was I went from a 3 and I've gone up to a 5 again. But again, I think my skills were, as you said, like with Southend YMCA, we learned fire marshing, safeguarding, SSS training, and first aid, and everything you can imagine. So that's always like the standard that we should be at. But for like music, it has gone up for me because released a couple of EPs or singles here, so I wasn't really that logical about Logic, where I'd record like say Rafa with the piano EP and it's gone out there on Spotify, and then Lucy just a whole song, or people coming in wanting to record songs. I think over the years I've upskilled definitely in the technological side. Not that I was a technophobe, but I just didn't think I had the not the skills, but I thought this is quite confidence, and it can get really intricate. And I thought, oh, maybe this is overbearing, but it doesn't have to be. So I've learned that. It's the same as like with you. I didn't really learn the drums before, and I have now. I teach probably just like amateur still, but it's a good start. And over like 10 or 12 weeks of someone learning something brand new, I feel really confident I can do that and go, well, if you want to do the next level, I'm going to have to learn with you.
That's the great thing though, isn't it? Is you can, if you don't know something, we're not so proud that we'll pretend we know. We will say, not really sure on that, can be completely honest, but let's do it at the same time. I'll learn with you, and then I'll help you kind of I'll use my existing knowledge and my experience already to kind of help you get there quicker or achieve something you want to achieve. So that's kind of feeds into the next question, doesn't it? It's about developing musically. So we've sort of talked about that. Definitely, I think you're always developing musically. I think it's great hearing new music from youngsters, because we are well aware, again, that we don't know every band and artist and song that's ever released. So it's great when they come in and they say, I'd like to learn this, and we're like, oh, this is interesting. So it makes it fun for us, rather than I don't know, us teaching them how to play Seven Nation Army every time. And it also, I think it's good. I think that we do our best to encourage young people to own their sessions. So they come in and we're, I think it's great that we're able to say, what do you want to do? They will like pick something, play us something, show us something, and we're able musically to kind of pick up whatever it is and go, cool, so it's this that they're playing, but it keeps it fresh for us as well.
I think it's as well with some like develop musically, it's definitely like within the instruments, not only just the technological side, but I think it's like if it's good jumping in for me. Say if I was in a band, I mainly play say, let's just say piano and the rhythm guitar, but if they needed a bass player or drums in their band, I would have to develop myself musically to help them do their gig if they can't find a bass player or a drummer. So definitely I've done more gigs over the last 2 years with instruments that I didn't play before than ones that I did play before. I'd say like, well, just to put a number, rhythm and piano, I'll probably do 1 or 2 a year, and then drums and bass, I've probably done 5 or 6. So definitely musically, I went from a 4 to a 5 because I'm always willing to do so. So it should always be a 5, but I thought, no, I want to develop in instruments that I haven't really homed in on, and it's gone up to a 5 because I feel like it's not my musical complete development, but it's just my willingness to do it and want to get better at it. So
I was a 5 and have remained at a 5. I put that because I feel like it's just continual, isn't it? You're always learning new stuff. You're always picking up things from here or there, or coming across something on an instrument that you're teaching that you're like, oh, I can't actually really do that yet. So you're again learning with them, getting you to grips with it when you have a spare moment here and you're like, oh, that thing that somebody asked me about, I've practiced that a little bit. And over time, those things mount up, don't they? The toolkit gets bigger. And
What's the next one? I get a sense of accomplishment from my job. I've started at a 5 and stayed at a 5 because I just think it's the nature of our job, and why we do it is the accomplishment and the satisfaction about what you're doing every day is such a positive, right thing for young people, for yourself, for your community, for everyone around them, for their families, whoever wants to watch them, and whatever they do. You've been like you're not the thing, you're just, you're a nice little stepping stone, I'd say. And, I'll be that stepping stone for a lot of people. So the accomplishment is fantastic.
Yeah, I've moved from a 4 to a 5. I think, again, having more of a direct input into what we're delivering. I think generally, I feel like for me, it's enabled me to be more creative in all areas. So it's almost like having more ownership of activities and designing things. You get more out of it because we're enabling ourselves to not only be creative musically with the kids, but also thinking ahead to future projects, future ideas, future fun stuff that's super creative, and it like I say, it may have been stuff that we wanted to do for actually quite a long time, but we've just never had the opportunity to do it. And again, I think the more you learn about the impact that you have, this is our first time doing all the youth music reporting ourselves. When you see the numbers and the stats, and actually we were talking with Head of Music Hub this morning about, you sort of forget how much good work you do, and you can forget the impact that it has on such a regular occurrence. Because you're doing it day in, day out. So I think when you go back and you reflect, you're looking at numbers, you're looking at data, you're looking at quotes and videos and what people have said to you. Afterwards, you're much, it does give you a real massive sense of accomplishment. Because you're doing something great, and it's for other people.
It's just letting it land, and then we will get some nice words or some nice emails or some nice videos out there thanking us and saying what a great job they've done and what we've done, etc. So I do see that not as secondary, but we do forget to pat ourselves on the back and just go, keep saying like, oh, it's my job, it's my way, it's my what we do. But really, accomplishment and definite satisfaction within that, like both musically and just watching young people just be brilliant all the time. It's fantastic.
I think also having that sense of accomplishment is good, but like you said, bearing in mind that there is still more work to be done. It's never finished. There are always going to be different challenges that young people report that they could do with help with. But I think having some sense of accomplishment actually feeds into you thinking progressively and going, what could we do better? How could we reach more kids or in a more meaningful way, or whatever it becomes. I think that sense of accomplishment leads directly into doing more great work. So that's good. Cool. So that takes us to the end of the job satisfaction scale. So now I guess we'll just pop through the professional practice scale as well. Would you like to start?
Yeah, I am well prepared and organised for my music practitioner work. I did start at a 3 really. Again, it was like, I know I can come up with ideas and put them out to other people, but I think the nature of our job, and obviously within the YMCA, is things will spring up in the community that we didn't really know much about, and then suddenly we'll be doing it. But nowadays, it was just like, okay, so you're meeting more people week in, week out, and saying, is this a regular thing, and would you like it regular? Because we'd like to progress people with that. Is now we're being fully prepared and organised, putting in dates in the calendar for the next year, because we've learned over the last 2 years, like the first year was probably like finding our feet, second year was like, okay, we know what's coming up, and then now it's like we know what's coming up and what exciting stuff we can prepare for, like workshops and school assemblies and taster sessions and festivals and whatever we're going to do. It's always going to add, but feeling prepared and organised now, I feel like at a 5. And it's up to me and you to deliver, but I feel prepared and organised because we've asked the community and young people and schools, what do you want? Because we can cater for it. We can come and do that. So organisation is key now, and I feel pretty confident. We're very confident because it's a 5.
Yeah, I put 4 originally, and then I feel like I've moved to a 5. I do think it's always an ongoing process, like a lot of the things mentioned in here. But I feel like the preparation and organisation are actually can be quite different things. So
yeah,
they're tailoring into one question here. But I've always felt pretty organised in terms of making sure I know where I need to be, what I'm doing, what times. But being prepared, I think for me, the thing that pops up in my head is like the first time we went into school assembly to do improvised songwriting, and I found that hard because I'm not used to working with like big groups doing that thing. I've always improvised as a musician in terms of like songwriting and things like that, being able to jam. But to be able to be given like the lyrics that you and the kids or we and the kids have written on the spot, and then for them to pick out the chords, and then I've got to try and figure out what key am I actually in, because it doesn't necessarily mean the chord I start on is the root, depending on what chords are picked out. So in some instances, I feel like there's only so much preparation that you can do for certain things, but I definitely feel like there is always room to grow. But I feel generally pretty prepared for things going forward. I mean, we ran our first ever kind of open SEND workshop, instrument workshop, a month ago. And that's for something for the future that we would like to repeat, and we hopefully are going to repeat. I feel much more prepared for that future work because of the groundwork we've done, because we've already kind of delivered something and piloted ideas. So piloting ideas is, again, something we've done quite a lot, isn't it, the last couple of years?
Yeah.
In terms of in terms of different types of workshops, like we've done live sound, music production. I find it much more intimidating standing in front of 6 to 10 kids and doing a presentation, kind of part of a workshop. I find that so much more difficult than having them come in as a group and do a band, because I'm so familiar with being in a band or working directly with someone to write a song or learn an instrument. But for me, it's like probably goes back to the skills. I feel like my ability to stand up in front of people and present something has definitely come along and improved. So I think that ties into being prepared and organised, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, covered it all now.
Yeah. Second question, second statement. I have a strong sense of responsibility for the safety of myself and the children and young people I work with.
I think we might be on the same page, but I was on a 5 and I still am a 5. I think that is both because like with youth music as well, they offer quite a lot of courses online, which we did like neurodiversity training and what to be aware of with youth music online. But also with like Southend YMCA, we work close with like our modules. We work with the police and fire departments. There's always like local stuff in the community that we get tons and tons of emails about, workshops, networking, meetings, just about safeguarding, what's going on, what to look out for. So, we've been very fortunate that not too much has come up in our world, but it does, and we're not ignorant of it. And I think that's the main thing, to be aware. And if anything happens, I feel very, very. I can't say everything, but I feel very confident about a lot of the big things that we cover within safeguarding. So, and my responsibility, I feel like we have a strong sense. But what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think I put 5 before, I put 5 now. I think that it's the most paramount thing that we do, is looking after the kids who, we are essentially responsible for them. It is the most important thing. It's more important than if they learn to play an instrument. We understand that. We are aware of that. We are broadening, I think, the width of that net that we can cast in terms of keeping young people safe and delivering what they need. So that for examples of that would be, we've thought about the way the studio is set up, the way if it's accessible enough, if it has mood lighting, if we can cater to those with sort of sensory sensitivity. And again, that's because we care. That's because we want anyone to be able to come in here and to be able to do whatever it is they want to do. And yeah, I think we build up quite good relationships with the young people we work with. We work with them for a good 12 weeks minimum. We get to know them quite well. I feel like in some cases, do you also feel like youngsters sometimes open up to you and you feel like they probably haven't talked about this with anyone else?
Because it's like a strong sense of responsibility. It's not only like trying to think when things could go bad or a bit like strange for them, but it's also like we welcome them and we put ourselves out there as a trusted adult, and when they eventually start speaking about something, that is down to us being welcome, open, and having it as a safe space. So it's having a good rapport with anyone young. We're not like leading them into like anything like false sense of security. We're just saying welcome, and then eventually I think it just comes naturally when you become like, you end up being mates with them, and it's really cool when they're here, they're your mate, and then they'll chat to you like a mate. So that sense of responsibility is just, we're looking after each other. And I feel like they come in and, they won't have to do it all the time, but I feel like they are, like if they've got something to say, I feel like it's good that they would say it to us, So, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, if for the safety of ourselves, I guess we wouldn't put ourselves in an intentionally tricky situation. That's covered generally by the referral process. So, for example, like we've worked with different groups that cater to quite high need or specialised area young people, and we just make sure that if we have any questions or concerns, we would kind of go directly to them. Obviously, the usual safeguarding procedures would apply depending on, no matter who the young person is that's in here. But I guess, our own safety is important. At the end of the day, if we put ourselves in sticky situations on purpose, we can't deliver the work we do. We can't do all the good work that happens here. So, that's important too.
Yeah, and I think we open it up to like saying, if you want to care, if you want a parent, feel free to bring along a friend as well sometimes, so hopefully it's a nice, safe, open space for you to do what you want musically, and if you want to speak, you can speak. Obviously we always say, for safeguarding purposes, might have to tell another person I work with, or we have a safeguarding lead, so I feel like as a whole with the youth music and YMCA, I think we're up there. Definitely. All right, so big part on that one. My music skills are relevant and up to date for the work I am doing. I did start at 4 because I always like 4 because I always, we're older, but we're very open to anyone's music taste. Even if we don't like it, we'll still be massively open and take things from it. So I've always liked that. But like 5, I've gone for 5 at the end because it's just how the year went. You're getting introduced to someone young and like exciting all the time, and they come up with these new bands. You're like, I haven't heard of these. What's this? Shall we go play it? As an example, look into it. I'll be listening to it. They'll be listening to it, and then you build that relationship as well. But that comes with like my musical taste, and then when you go to play it, it's your musical skills of like, okay, so how can we do that with what the stuff we got here? Whether it's through Logic, whether it's through drums or piano, we can start doing a version of that. So I feel like it can always be better, but I feel like that question is like, are you also open to listen and move on? I would never go, I don't like that. Yeah. I'm not doing that.
Of course not. It's not about us, right?
It's also about going backwards as well. So some guys might like something from the 60s or 70s, or go like they might like something like orchestral, which involves some sort of trip hop beat or whatever. So we are like, relevant, up to date, and up for a challenge as well.
Yeah, I put a 4. I put a 4 originally. I put a 5 at the moment. Again, it's young people feeding into our knowledge as well as us imparting knowledge to them.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like certain areas we're definitely upskilled in terms of production and recording. I think I can see us doing a lot more of that in the near future than ever before. I think just like in some way, committing to doing a recording for someone, like we know through creating music ourselves, having our own bands in the past and doing our own music even now, we have such an idea of what the recording process is or what a production process is that to me, I'm almost like trying to deliver what I would expect to the kids. And I think that's a good aim to have, but sometimes it's unachievable because at the end of the day, when I do my own music, I'm not recording and mixing everything. I leave that to people who that is their specific area. But I think it's a good target. It's a good target to release something that you'd be proud of.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'd be part of that band, and you want to make it the best ever. Obviously, you have that discussion. If they don't like your your idea, then you step back and go, "I'm not in the band, actually." But yeah, I totally get what you mean. It's like giving a sense of professionalism as well. Like, yeah, I think us having that helps them, obviously. But yeah,
I feel like we're. In a way, I feel like we're both quite musically curious, so that I think that really helps in terms of. I mean, you come in the office, and when we're doing admin bits, you'll be listening to like old French music, or I'll be listening to black metal music, or like literally, it's just you never know what you're gonna get.
You don't know what you're gonna get.
But really that's good. Part of, I think that helps us. Also, we're always showing each other music as well, and going, "Oh, have you heard this?" or something might be playing, and I'll say, "Oh, what is that? It's cool." Which all, it all adds to the full picture, I think. So the next one is I regularly reflect on and evaluate my work.
I circled both 3 and 4 just to be in between. I think I did, and I do, but not all the time, not on every person, I'd say. Not saying that that's bad of me to do, but like you do take. You either take the very, very bad or the very, very good, and you reflect on it. But anyone in between might get a bit lost of like, how do I reevaluate that or reflect? But now I applied that, and I'm putting a 5 now because I do feel like I reflect on everyone because we're asking opinions and what you want within this music project for the next couple of years, and their reflections help us evaluate what we're going to do for the next couple of years.
I put a 4, and I've stayed at a 4. I've remained on the spot. I feel like I understand what you're saying. I think it's a very valid point. Sometimes you remember the good and the bad, but everything in the middle sometimes falls through the cracks in terms of you actually reflecting on it because you're like, cool, it went well. Right? If something goes exceptionally well, you're like, what happened? How can we recreate that magic?
And if something goes really bad, not really bad, like, I don't know, they didn't enjoy it, or they just never, they thought, oh, I don't want to do that again. You're like, oh, that's probably, if I'd put it down to me if they're not enjoying it. I would do that. It's not their fault if you don't like it. You're not going to like everything. But like I said, you only concentrate on the very bad, the extremes. But in between, I feel like in between, not saying it was missing, but thinking about it, just like evaluating and seeing what you can do. I'd like to do that a lot more for everyone. I don't know if that's possible, but I think we do. But you lean towards the good and the bad. That's what I'm saying.
I think also the nature of the work that we deliver is kind of, I think, a lot more varied than it used to be. I feel like it used to be very much, we wouldn't really cross paths. It would be very much like one-to-ones or groups. You've got your own cohort of people, I would have mine. Whereas I think now that there is a lot more crossover work, there's a lot more workshops going on where it calls for reflecting, and we almost reflect without really meaning to a lot of the time, because we're discussing how this went. What do you think of this? Or I put this bit in, I'm not sure what you thought of it. Was it okay? Like that kind of evaluation kind of happens naturally through conversation, because there is more crossover work that's collaborative. So I think naturally, going forward, I think that number should be even higher, because we will have, I think, the time and the spaces to be reflecting and evaluating and more, just for continuous improvement, if nothing else.
And I think we found out, like with a band situation, you ask what they're interested in, and someone might say, which we're doing, would be like, can we do a film score thing? And you're like, oh, I didn't expect that. But like, it just opens it up to go, you know what, I need to really, really do like reflect and evaluate on on the work that I do, because something might have spurred that on and I didn't even realise it. So maybe that's a personal one, not necessarily the delivery, but yeah, maybe the personal side, possibly the relationship with the young person. I'd say, yeah. But we're reflecting well. We've got big plans. And now is the last one. I am committed to my own continuing professional development. I'm always committed. I'm committed to the work we do at the Y for young people. You know, it might sound cheesy and corny, but young people are the future, and it's nice to see them go from something like, you get to know them when they're 15 and then they're 18 and they're adults, and it's your continuing professional development is to help them in some way, and whatever that would be. So it would be like making them aware of like what sort of jobs they could do in the future, or be aware of this in the area if it's a safeguarding thing, and also like if they want to obviously get into music. I think I started at a 5 being like I'm really, really willing, and 5 is like I'm really, really willing, but I also have learnt a lot of stuff as well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I originally put myself as a 4. I've moved up to a 5 to strongly agree with the statement. I feel like for me, the kind of continuation of professional development not only affects obviously the work we do, the outcomes we achieve, and the difference between, you know, a young person who is disadvantaged having a good experience, what that leads to, or they have a bad experience and what that leads to. Obviously you have that element, but I also think one of the other things for me is that I sometimes find it really difficult to not to put aside the musical things and have confidence in my skills elsewhere. So I think having training opportunities, having, you know, new experiences with the young people, showing me new stuff, asking me how to do something, and me going, cool, I'd like to when I see you next week, I'd like to be able to show you or teach you how to do that. Yeah. I think, and that's really important for me personally. I feel like, I've in the past had this story that I'm really great at music and nothing else, and I'm realising through working here and having more opportunities to improve in different areas that that's not actually true. And again, going back to what we said earlier, I almost feel like the musical part is obviously the main aim of the project is to achieve great things musically with the young people, but I feel like almost even more important than that, which again is reflected in some of the data that we've got around outcome 2, is that actually the well-being scores for the young people were best improved out of the areas which were musical, well-being, and sort of community. And I feel like, it's the same for me. I feel like the work we do is great for my own well-being, and the development there is, it makes me feel better. It makes me feel better than I used to. And I used to just think I could just play guitar, and that was it, and that was all I was good at.
It's just a big balance of something musically and the sort of work and the young people we work with within the Y as well, and within the wider community. It's just continuing development all the time in all those different strands. Just so much, like you said, it's not just musically. It's like, put that aside. We need to be there, whether it's the safeguarding bit or whether it's the career path as well. There's just so many things that you can just be learning and feeding off the young people. So, committed 5 to it, and 5 of improvement, always going. It's continuing, isn't it? But we're very happy at that. We're going to continue this for 2 years. Like, very happy is an understatement. We're going to hopefully take over the city now of Southend, so that'd be brilliant. So that concludes our professional practice scale and job satisfaction scale. Anything to add on to this?
No, just thank you to Youth Music for making these. They make our lives easy because it's one less sheet to create, or 2 less sheets to create.
Gets us thinking as well.
Yeah, definitely. And again, the reason we're kind of sitting doing this, we've not done this before.
Oh yeah, this is a development.
This is a development in itself. It's thinking how do we better relay our our thoughts, where we're at. Because we do have one-to-ones and supervisions, but for us to sit down and talk specifically about the sort of nitty gritty is really cool. I think.
Yeah.
It's definitely something I'd like to do more. So this is a pilot in itself.
Yeah.
So if you've got to the end of this video, very well done.
Thank
If
you.
you haven't, then that's fine. It's always a pleasure to chat to Davey anyway. So
same.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Rob. I'm a videographer and filmmaker, and I've worked with the YMCA and All In Music on a lot of video projects lately. We've filmed live events, and we've made a promo video promoting the studio. I've felt like getting to work with the kids, I've really seen the passion and the buzz in a young music scene, and all the good work that the YMCA and All In Music have contributed to helping that scene grow. Working with All In Music has enabled me to work with people who face different limitations, and it's made me more confident to work with people who are disadvantaged.